It was 6:30 a.m. when I stepped out of my house, coffee in hand, ready to dive into a $25,000 construction project that could secure my business for months. I'm Jake Harland, a former military engineer turned independent contractor. I keep my head down, do solid work, and steer clear of neighborhood drama. That morning should have been routine, but a neon pink Lamborghini Aventador was parked dead center in my driveway, blocking my exit like a glowing billboard. I stood there, stunned, thinking it had to be a mistake. Maybe it broke down. Maybe someone was moving it. Surely, there was a logical reason a $300,000 sports car was holding my livelihood hostage. I circled to the front of my house, scanning for the owner of this automotive eyesore. That's when I saw her, Lydia Vance, perched on her porch like a queen, sipping a fancy latte, looking as relaxed as if she were on a beach vacation. She was 39, impeccably groomed, dressed in designer athleisure that probably cost more than my monthly mortgage. When she spotted me, she didn't flinch or apologize. She looked like she'd been waiting for this moment. "Morning, Jake," she said, her smile sharp enough to cut glass. "Notice my car, I see." Her tone was so casual, you'd think we were chatting about the weather, not her blocking my way to work. "Morning, Lydia," I replied, keeping my voice steady. "Could you move your car? I need to get to work." She took a slow sip of her latte and shook her head, like I'd asked her to give up her firstborn. "I'm afraid I can't, Jake. Your driveway doesn't meet the new HOA specs." My stomach sank. "What specs?" She pointed at my driveway like it was a crime scene. 14 feet minimum. Yours is only 13.2. I'm parked here to remind you to fix it. She spoke like she was doing me a favor, a teacher lecturing a dim student. I took a deep breath, reminding myself she was my neighbor. "Lydia, my house was built in '95, long before any 14-foot rule. This driveway has been grandfathered in for decades." She waved me off like I was an annoying bug. "New rules apply to everyone, Jake. No exceptions. Widen it, or your access stays limited." The way she lingered on "limited" made it clear this wasn't about rules, it was about power. I explained I had a deadline, clients counting on me. She shrugged. "That's your problem, Jake. Community standards come first." When I asked how long she'd keep her car there, her smile turned icy. "Until you learn your lesson." Reasoning with Lydia Vance was like negotiating with a concrete wall, except the wall had better manners. I called the police, hoping they'd sort it out. An officer arrived, heard both sides, and sighed. "This is a civil matter. Disputes aren't our jurisdiction unless there's a crime." By the time I got a $65 cab, I was 3 hours late, explaining to clients that my HOA president blocked me with a pink Lamborghini. I sounded insane. They dropped me, and $25,000 vanished. That evening, I came home exhausted to find Lydia had escalated. A shiny, reserved parking, HOA president sign now stood where my driveway met the street, bolted into a concrete base like a monument to her ego. From her second-floor window, she waved cheerfully, phone in hand, recording me. "Sleep well, neighbor," she called, loud enough for the block to hear. "Tomorrow's going to be educational." I realized then, this was war. By day 4, Lydia upped the ante. A notice on my door demanded my attendance at a mandatory, community standards, meeting at her house, targeting non-compliant residents. My neighbor Tom warned me, "She did this to Dr. Larson. Drove him out. You're getting the full Lydia treatment." That evening, I walked to her house, my truck was stuck in a public lot, and found 9 neighbors in her living room, set up like a corporate seminar. Lydia, in a power suit, greeted me with a predatory smile. "Jake, front and center." She sat me facing a screen, ensuring all eyes were on me. Her PowerPoint was a hit job, zoomed-in shots of my lawn, my truck, even my mailbox, which she claimed tanked property values by 0.5%. I wasn't a neighbor, I was her case study in HOA tyranny. She asked me to share my compliance experience. I declined, and she nodded with fake sympathy. I understand, Jake, but cooperation is key. She unveiled her final blow, mandatory HOA classes at $100 each, with a $500 fine for missing one. As I walked home, I knew she wasn't just after my driveway. She wanted my dignity, my finances, my place in this community. On day 5, a blue BMW joined the Lamborghini, doubling the blockade. Lydia's sidewalk setup now included a canopy, a table with gadgets, and a cooler, like she was running a command center. When I asked about the BMW, she beamed. My friend Carla's car. We're documenting neighborhood safety threats. Your military background and equipment have raised concerns. My gut twisted. She was weaponizing my service and my legally owned M48 tank, painting me as a danger. By noon, neighbors I barely knew called, asking if I was stockpiling weapons. Some believed my explanation that the tank was demilitarized, registered, and harmless, but others didn't. Parents kept kids away. Friendly neighbors avoided me. That night, Tom sat with me in my garage, staring at the tank's canvas cover. She won't stop, Jake, he said. She's rigging the HOA against you. Fight back, not with lawyers, Scott. That locked. Fight her way. I pointed out using the tank could land me in jail. He shook his head. Not if you document everything. Show you tried reason first. Day 10 brought Lydia's cruelest move. An email titled, "Urgent Resident Safety Alert," went to every Oakwood Pines resident, accusing me of erratic behavior and dangerous military equipment. Photos of my house and garage, edited to make my tank look menacing, fueled fear. Neighbors called, some curious, others hostile. Mrs. Carter asked if I was unstable. Sarah, whose daughter once showed me her science project, said, "Until this is resolved, Emma can't come near your place." My business crumbled. 3 more clients bailed, citing community concerns. One said, "My wife saw that email. We can't have drama tied to our remodel." Lydia's campaign had cost me $60,000, dead contracts, cab fares, parking fees, and her petty fines. Disputing them was useless, her cronies ran the HOA board. By day 14, Lydia's sidewalk operation was a fortress, bigger canopy, cushy chairs, a fridge powered by her house. She held meetings there, visitors leaving with smug looks. Tom's warning chilled me. She's building a legal case, witnesses, statements, evidence of your issues. She's going to force you out. A hand-delivered notice demanded a community safety review of my home and mental state, costing $2,700, with legal action if I refused. That night, I checked my tank's engine manual, ensuring every system was ready. Its paperwork, registration, insurance, certifications, was airtight. Tom found me in the garage. "You've decided," he said. I nodded. "She's had 14 days to be decent. Tomorrow, this ends." At 5:30 a.m. on day 15, I woke calm, the uncertainty gone. I ate breakfast, checked the clear skies, and saw Lydia setting up her sidewalk HQ, her Lamborghini gleaming like a taunt. At 6:45, I approached her. "Good morning, Jake," she chirped, expecting another round of her game. "Ready for more compliance education?" I kept my voice even. "Lydia, I need to work. Move your car. Final warning." She laughed. "You still don't get it. I'm not moving until you respect HOA authority." She waved her phone, live streaming. "Everyone sees you're uncooperative." I faced her camera. "For 14 days, I've tried reason, offers to pay, modify my property, compromise. You've chosen harassment, sabotage, slander. You've had 2 weeks to pick peace. You picked war. Live with it. Her smile wavered as I walked to my garage. I raised the garage door, revealing the M48 silhouette. Pulling off the canvas, I started the engine. Its roar shook the neighborhood, a mechanical war cry. Porches filled with neighbors, phones out, watching. Lydia stumbled back, knocking over her laptop as the 50-ton tank rolled forward. "Stop," she screamed, voice breaking with fear. She didn't move her car, clinging to defiance. I positioned the tank 10 feet from the Lamborghini and spoke through its speaker. "Lydia Vance, final chance to move your vehicle." She shouted, "You can't scare me. I know my rights." Still screaming, she thought her status would save her. I counted down from 30, my voice echoing, 30, 29, 28. Her face paled. At 5, 4, 3, she ran, abandoning her car, screaming, "Stop him." Too late. "Lesson time, Lydia," I said, shifting into gear. At 2 miles per hour, the tank met the Lamborghini. Metal shrieked. The pink frame crumpled like foil. In 4 minutes, her $300,000 pride was a flattened wreck, pink paint scraped off in strips, marking my tracks. I moved deliberately, ensuring every camera caught the controlled act, not rage, but justice after 14 days of torment. The crowd's silence broke into murmurs, then cheers. About time someone stood up, one yelled. Tom's voice boomed, "That's how you stop a bully." Lydia's reign had terrorized others, and I'd snapped their silence. She screamed about lawsuits, still filming, but her power died with her car. Police arrived as I finished, lights flashing but sirens off. I climbed out, hands visible, paperwork ready. "Officers, I have everything here," I said, handing over my tank's registration, my deed, and videos of Lydia's blockade. The sergeant reviewed them while his partner took statements. Lydia's story unraveled. "I parked there for HOA compliance," she admitted, not grasping how illegal that was. Asked why she didn't move when asked, she said, "He needed to learn." The sergeant's verdict was clear, "Ma'am, you blocked private property for 14 days. The owner can remove obstacles, no matter their value." Her insurance wouldn't cover illegal parking, it voided her claim. "It's a $300,000 car," she wailed. The officer shrugged. A $10,000 car would have been the same. An HOA board member, Michael Lee, arrived, surveyed the wreckage, and approached me. "Mr. Harland, we need to talk. Concerns about Ms. Vance's leadership have been brewing. This might force change." 2 days later, an emergency HOA meeting drew a packed crowd. I presented my evidence, photos, violation notices, videos of Lydia's harassment. Neighbors spoke of her petty tyranny, wrong fence colors, misplaced hoops, offensive curtains. A former resident, Dr. Larson, detailed how Lydia forced him out, costing him thousands. Lydia's defense was weak, her usual confidence gone. She couldn't justify her actions. The board voted unanimously, she was ousted, her rules voided, and she owed me $43,000 for my losses. Lydia's fall was swift. Unable to replace her car or pay the judgment, she sold her house. Her husband left her, legal fees drained her, and her reputation was ashes. My business, though, soared. The tank story spread, earning me clients who valued my resolve. Within months, I had high-value contracts, my reputation as a problem solver cemented. Oakwood Pines transformed under new HOA leadership. Tom, elected president, enforced fair rules. Property values rose, fear faded. 6 months later, a client hired me for my creative solutions, citing the tank legend. My M48, now displayed in my garage with a plaque, "Problem Solver," used sparingly, became a local icon. Kids loved it, adults respected it. Do I regret crushing Lydia's car? Only that I waited 14 days. Some see kindness as weakness, patience as surrender. Lydia learned there's a limit to how far you can push someone. When they push back with 50 tons of steel, it's a lesson etched in metal. The pink streaks on my tank's tracks remind me, everyone has the right to their driveway, and no bully can take that.